oh lord, we now are getting the brand new, and I really do mean brand new, Charlotte and Valerie on global. This unit literally just released on JP about a month ago, maybe even less than a month actually. And they said they were going to rush it onto global, and they were not lying. They actually did it, and they actually did it on time. It is summer, at least in the northern hemisphere. So is this unit worth the rush though? Is it, well, let me not spoil it. Let's actually talk about her first, or them. So Charlotte and Valerie is a duo unit to an extent. It's just the name, really. They don't really have any unique mechanic or anything, but they are extremely good when it comes to human support specifically, and any ratio character. They have a art that's able to give you tons of healing for human allies. You get lots of arc gauge, skill CT speed, and this Archgen is actually type I, so it will not conflict with other Archgen types as long as you don't use another type I Archgener, which at this current moment, there's not another type I Archgener, at least ascended wise, if I'm remembering correctly. They are able to support ratio characters because of their true art. Their true art gives you 100% attack, 100% defense for 30 seconds. And this does directly benefit them because they actually do have the dual ratio passive, or if I'm not mistaken, it's called dual boost, and it is at a level 2, so it's 2% of your own attack and defense. Pretty sure that's level 2. So you can pop off with the art, get the Archgen, get the healing for everybody, then use the true art, get the attack and defense buff. So there you go. You got all of that additional damage. And then the icing on the cake is that she's able to nuke stuff herself, because depending on how many waves are in a quest, she gets exponentially stronger. Well, at least her super art gets exponentially stronger. If you are able to do a quest with 4 waves, her super art caps out at 600,000%. If it's not 4 waves, then 1 wave is 150,000, 2 waves 300,000, and so on and so on. That's actually not bad. I mean, to be honest, 150k multiplier really isn't like terrible. It's pretty average, but you also got to consider too, this 150k multiplier with the ratio boost. Even with the 150k, you're still gonna be hitting relatively hard. I know this is interrupting the video and the flow and all that, but I just now had this thought pop up in my head. We're getting a dual unit of Summer Charlotte and Summer Valerie before we got a dual unit of Finn and Rue, before we got a dual unit of Reyes and Iris, before we got a dual unit of Reyes and Roy, and before GTA 6. 2026, ladies and gentlemen. Also, we can't talk about this unit without their true weapon. Their true weapon is vital to this character. If it's equipped by them, they get a 30% attack and 150 arc gauge at the start of the quest. So you're instantly able to use the arts, which helps them out a ton, because if you look at their slots, they do kind of lack any kind of big support item or anything like that to kind of help them get into that art initially, unless of course you have some of the really strong magic and physical arc gauge items. But with their true weapon, you don't have to worry about that at all. Put it on them, boom, they can use their art, and instantly they're off to the races. So as I already said, this character is insanely good with any ratio character. I mean, if we look at what they are actually a fire unit, which I think is a missed opportunity. This could have been the first water and fire character, but you know, I digress. If you wanted to build a mono fire team with them, you can. I mean, I don't think this is really where you want to use them though. I think it'd probably be better if you just build around mono human. Mono fire, if you're looking at ratio characters that can actually use this, you know, you have Oi. Oi is actually insane. One of the greatest attackers that's really aged extremely well. Another character for mono fire that is really good, and a lot of people sleep on him, is Stark. If you get this guy stacked up, he's going to hit insanely hard. He's just a regular ratio character though, just scales off a straight attack, no dual boost here, but still is very strong. And then of course, one of the more recent banners we got is actually Delta. And of course, Delta is another character that does scale with attack buff. Of course, Delta is a beast, but you can still, you know, maybe be able to slot in Delta into certain team comps around Summer Charlotte and Valerie. Maybe you don't really need the Archgen, and you're able to kind of make it up since Delta does have that innate 10 arts per second. So you can kind of leverage it a little bit. A lot of great characters for fire that you're able to use this character alongside, but I think the field definitely opens up if you look at humans in general. Gonna have so many characters that's just gonna love this unit beside them. Literally any ratio character in the game. But here's also a fun part. You also don't really have to use them alongside ratio characters. Of course, it's gonna definitely help, but the 100% attack up is like the sweet spot for pretty much any attacker in the game, where they're gonna be able to benefit from it. The whole reason why we say not to go over 100% attack unless it's a ratio character is because it has immense diminishing returns. But with 100% attack up, you don't really have to worry about that. You could really use it alongside any attacker, and you're going to see a pretty good damage increase from them, just because 100% attack is good for anybody without a ratio passive. So yeah, this unit is Honestly, very good. I think I'm kind of underselling them a little bit, but I mean, that's really all I can say about them. Very strong, very good unit that's going to be really useful in a lot of situations, and probably a very good character to also have for the human ruins, just because you have a unit that can heal and arc gauge for you. So maybe you can go like more of a defensive team and stuff like that. So I think there's definitely options and a lot of in-game cases you could use her in. But I don't really think like her herself is like what wins this banner over. It's more so everyone else. If you look at this banner, it is loaded. You have Summer Rosetta, Summer Rivi, Summer Iris, Summer Finn, Summer Leon, and Summer Juno. It is a all summer banner. And this banner is going to have an ALK summon, which means all of these units are in that ALK. Sure, not all these characters are as good as they may have been like a while ago, and some of them just aren't really that standout. I don't know if we're going to be getting the Summer Finn buff with this patch, but if we do, that would be kind of cool because Summer Finn does get a pretty beefy water res down. But you know, like Summer Iris is still great for mono fire. Dark Rosetta is still really good. I kind of use her interchangeably with my mono dark team because whenever I need more healing, I go with Dark Rosetta, or you know, I switch her out for someone else. Summer Rivi's a pretty solid nuker that you can play around and have some fun with. Juno and Leon, I think, actually do have their Dream Awakenings on Global, and they're not too bad. I could be wrong about that. I don't know if they do or not. So yeah, overall, the banner has a lot of value, especially if you're brand new. I mean, well, actually, yeah, if you're brand new, you can get Summer Rosetta, and she's a really good arch center for you. Yeah, banner is insane, let me say. I think no matter what, you at least do a summon, especially if you're missing a lot of these characters, just kind of fill out the compendium. If you have the extra ALK, I don't think it's bad to like maybe do the first two discounted steps, the 5k and the 7k. Oh yeah, and let's not forget the summer banner. Usually the summer equip banner is always worth summoning as well. I forgot to mention that, even though there is a 6-star weapon in here, it's always worth it to look over it and just to see if there's anything in there that you might want. Because yeah, summer has been notorious for having insane equips. Keep a lookout for that. There might be something good in there. I will be summoning on this banner tomorrow, more than likely, whenever it goes live Tuesday. Well, we'll see. I'm pretty sure I will be, because I am going to be trying to release the Bleach summon video as well. So we'll see how those two line up. But either way, thank you all so much for hanging out again. And last but not least, you guys already know, don't forget to drink water.